6 between the Raptors and the 76ers goes down on Thursday night, 7 o'clock tip-off at Scotiabank Arena. The Toronto Raptors win this one 103, and they allow only 88 points against the Philadelphia 76ers. And this game, this series, is getting interesting. It's a 3-2 Philly lead, and the Raptors have answered. They allow 88 points by the 76ers on their home court, where they dropped 130-something in Game 1, 120-something in Game 2, and in Game 5, they allow 88 points. There are so many things we can talk about. We can praise so many guys from this Raptors squad. But let's start right at the very, very beginning. Before the game, we heard Fred VanVleet, hip flexor strain, I think it was, and he's going to be out for the game. And we're like, okay, but you know what? I was sitting here thinking about it. I'm like, interesting. How did the Raptors contain Joel Embiid? Well, they went all 6'9 guys. And with Fred out of the lineup, you're probably going to run Scotty at the point. And you know what that means? A whole lot of 6'9 guys. And the Raptors start that way, and they end that way, and they win by 15 over the 76ers to force a Game 6 in Toronto. Insane. Let's break down this puppy from the start. First quarter. It's a back and forth quarter, back and forth all the way through the first quarter. Joel Embiid getting a lot of touches inside the paint, getting those shots to go. But the Raptors are up by 2, 29-27 after the first quarter of play. So they're hanging in there on the road early on. Good stuff. Not like they did in Game 1 and Game 2. In the second quarter, the Raptors defense tightens up incredibly. Incredibly. And they do make enough shots to win the quarter 25-14. And ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes into that second quarter, Philly fans are booing. And it's a 12-point game and they're booing. And I'm like, oh my, you're up 3-1. You're only down 12 on your home court. You're going to boo your own team? I mean, that's ugly. But okay. And the Raptors go into the break up by 13, 54-41. They are exactly where they want to be on the road. But in that second half, right, because Philly wasn't shooting the three well, the Raptors weren't shooting the three well. I'm like, yeah, Philly, they're bound to start shooting that three at some point. Well, they didn't. And the Raptors, in that third quarter, again, their offense got a little stuck. It wasn't the prettiest offensive ball game. But defensively, the Raptors shut it down. They kept Embiid out of the paint. And the man had a total of 7 points in the second half. He had one free throw the second half. He's going to cry bloody murder, of course. But I don't care. I really don't. Toronto Raptors, in that third quarter, lost by 4. 25-21, right? And you're only up by 9 heading into the fourth. And let's fast forward a bit, because I wanted to touch on a few things. They have a 9-point game with like 7 or 8 minutes to go in that fourth quarter. They're looking for that last push. They get a 2. They're trying to get their team hyped up to play some defense, get a stop, and get some more points, right? Scotty Barnes coming down the floor. And with the crowd getting on their feet, ready to hype up their team, Scotty, the rookie, the 20-year-old kid, maybe 21 now, I think he's 20 still, throws an alley-oop pass. It was either to Thad or it was to Precious. But they throw it down. Before all the fans can even get up on their feet to cheer their team on, they're sitting back down. And I'm like, damn, that is a huge bucket for the Raptors there. Because you imagine they get a stop and they come down and get a bucket. It's not like a 7-point game. If they knock down 3, it's a 6-point game. The fans are into it. They're back into it. But no, Scotty throws the alley-oop and it's an 11-point game. The fans are sitting back down. Incredible. It was remarkable to watch. And then, late in the game, about 4 minutes to play, OG off the screen, drives, and Embiid thinking, I might contest this. Oh, wait, I got 5 fouls. Allows OG to throw down the hammer to make it a 12-point game. I believe it was 12. And they call a timeout, and you see fans leaving. And I'm like, there's still 4 minutes left. And I understand it's a 12-point game, and your team really hasn't been in it for the most part. But anything can happen in the final 4 minutes of a basketball game. But they leave, and might have made the right decision because the Raptors won by 15, 103-88. They allow only 22 points in that fourth quarter. They scored 28. And just remarkable play all around by this squad. Beautiful, beautiful to watch. Precious Chua, I got to give that kid a ton of credit. His job on Joel Embiid was incredible. We'll get to the specific stats on that in a second, but I thought Precious was phenomenal. And by the way, Matisse Thybulle, you want to get vaxxed real quick, buddy? Because I'd love for you to come up to Toronto because that guy cannot shoot to save his life. And defensively, I didn't think he was anything special today. That's why they haven't played him much. He's been terrible. So get vaxxed and come up to Toronto for Game 6. How does that sound, Thybulle? All right. Sounds good to me. But let's get to the player stats. Pascal Siakam, after the 3-0, I love you Raptor fans, I really do. But in the comment section after Game 3, everyone's talking about trading this guy. Get rid of him, he's terrible, blah, blah, blah. After everyone's preaching for this guy to be an all-NBA talent, and then he comes out in Game 4 and drops a career high in the playoffs. Then today, on the road, 23, 10, and 7, and 10 of 17 shooting, 1 and 2 from the line, goes 2 of 4 from distance, is a plus 24 while he is on the floor. He was phenomenal tonight, was Pascal Siakam. I thought he didn't get a lot of calls. I know you're going to hear people say, well, Embiid didn't get to the free throw line. Pascal got there twice. Twice! And on one play where he drove on Tobias Harris, and Tobias literally hooked his arm, so Pascal had to fire it up there. It goes in, but I'm like, how in the world is that not an and one? But whatever. Pascal not complaining, makes the bucket, gets back on defense. That's a winning play. Don't complain. Take your shot. You get the bucket, whatever. You miss it, whatever. Get back on defense. And that's what this team did today. Great job. Scotty Barnes, rookie of the year, baby. It's so nice to see him back out there. Played 41 minutes. 12 points, 8 boards, 4 assists for Scotty. 5 of 10 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 0 of 1 from 3, 3 steals in the game, plus 13 in the game. But those stats maybe don't look the greatest, but man, the impact that he made on this basketball game, it cannot go unnoticed. He was phenomenal right from tip-off. Great job from Scotty Barnes, running the point as well, and just shutting down Tyrese Maxey. Because again, the size, Maxey can't do it when he's mano-a-mano with Fred VanVleet, with Fred with a bad knee. He's going to blow up by him all the time, and he was. With Fred now out, with his hip flexor strain, you got to have a 6'9" Scotty on you. And it's making it really tough for a guy like Tyrese Maxey. So great job from them. And every time they were switching, it's somebody still big on you. Whether it was OG, who had 16 points, 5 boards, 4 assists today, shot 7 of 15 from the field, 2 of 9 from 3, 2 steals in the game, and knocked down a big 3 late, 2 steals and a plus 18. He was phenomenal. I can't say enough about all of these guys tonight. Gary Trent Jr., 16 points, 1 rebound, 3 assists, 5 of 14 from the field, 4 of 4 from the line, was 2 of 6 from distance, 2 steals, plus 13. Well, he was on the floor. Made some big-time shots late. Big-time steals in the game. He was magnificent. And Precious flippin' Achua. Kyle Lowry, we love you, but thank you for Precious. Masai Ujiri, when he got Precious, he's like, I finally got you. And we are seeing why. 17 points, 7 boards, 7 of 11 from the field, 2 of 2 from the line, 1 of 5 from distance, 3 blocks in the game, was a plus 10, and he was guarding Joel flippin' Embiid and took a charge on Embiid, which made him almost burst out into tears. It was beautiful. And Chris Boucher, shout out to him. He only had 6 points in the game, but a lot of off-ball cuts, and I really liked what he was doing out there without the basketball. So a good job from him. Love this team right now. They're playing phenomenal. Team overall, 51% from the field for the Toronto Raptors. You hold Philly to 38% from the field. A remarkable job. No one really killed you in this game. Raptors only shoot 26% from 3, 8 for 31. They shoot 27% from 3, 10 for 37. They knocked down 2 more threes. And you lost by 15. Imagine if this Raptor squad knocked down threes consistently. It would be blowout central tonight. Free throw line, 85% from the Raptors, 11 of 13. They were 80%, 16 of 20. They made 5 more makes from the field, 5 more makes from the free throw line, and 2 made threes. Yet they lost by 15. It tells you how incredible this Raptor team actually played. Now, Raptors were plus 3 on the glass. Okay, but minus 5 on the offensive glass. That's not Raptor basketball. And off of those minus 5 offensive boards, you were minus 7 in second chance points. So that's not Raptor basketball. But you turn them over 15 times. +7. You were only turning the ball over 8 times. After that first quarter where it was a little shaky, they settled down. Only 8 turnovers for the game for the Raptors, 15 for the 76ers, and points off of those turnovers, +11 were the Toronto Raptors in this one, +20 in points in the paint. They were dominating in the paint. It was beautiful. +8 in the fast break, obviously, off of those turnovers. And get this. On their home court, the Raptors' biggest lead was 19. You know the biggest lead for Philly? 2. So when the Raptors got their lead, they didn't let it go away at all. It was magnificent. And ladies and gentlemen, there's a game 6. And Doc Rivers, the history is still looming. And I think I can speak for most Sixer fans when they say, oh, I'm worried now. And honestly, I'm not trying to be a biased Raptor fan, but I think you should be. Because the Raptors have figured things out and figured out how to guard guys like Embiid and Harden, guys like that. And Doc Rivers, not great at making adjustments. They know it. We know it. All NBA knows it. We'll see what happens, though. I mean, it's still a basketball game. They can go out there in Toronto and get the W and call it a series, and you never know. Last thing I want to touch on. Joel Embiid, 6 of 6 from the free throw line. He got to the free throw line 1 time in the second half. Was 0 of 4 from 3, had 4 turnovers, and had 5 fouls in the game. Basically irrelevant. Yeah, he had 20 points, 11 boards. I'd say about half of those were in the first half. First quarter, may I add, because I thought he was dominant in the first quarter, but that was it. That was absolutely it. James Harden, 5 of 6 from the free throw line, 2 of 6 from 3, 5 turnovers. They combined for 9 of the 15 turnovers was Harden and Embiid. The Raptors did a job tonight. They did a phenomenal job. Now, Raptor fans, Game 6 goes on Thursday at home. It's a 7 o'clock tip-off. I'm going to the Jays game that day, so I'm going to see Raptor fans when I'm heading home, but I can't wait to watch that game. If the Raptors lose that game, look, it is what it is. I give a ton of credit to these kids for fighting. But all the pressure is on Philly. Just go out there and play basketball. We said it after 3-0, hey, you got to go win the next game, right? They got to have the mentality, pressure too. I said it after the game. We won tonight. That was our mentality. Go out there Thursday. That's your mentality to win that basketball game that night. All right? So you know what, Raptor fans? That is going to do it for this one. If you enjoyed the video and if you enjoyed tonight's basketball game, smack that like button. Do appreciate that. Hit subscribe button. You guys not already. Comment down below. Thoughts on the video, thoughts on the game. Would you like, would you not like from today's game for the Toronto Raptors? The Twitter link is down below, so follow up, send me a DM to that great stuff. The Instagram link is also down below, so follow up there if you guys have not done so already. And I will talk to you guys, Leafs edition. Oh, when do they play next? Tomorrow, right? They're at home against the Detroit Red Wings, looking to lock up the home ice in round 1 against the Tampa Bay Lightning, it looks like. All right, at least home ice against whoever the heck they play in round 1. As for the Toronto Blue Jays, they won tonight. I was going to do the video, but the Raptor game was freaking me out, so I had to watch that. First, we'll talk about post game. The Jays won 6-2 over the Boston Red Sox. And as for the Toronto Raptors, Game 6, the Raptors looking to force a Game 7 after being down 3-0 Thursday at Scotiabank Arena, 7 o'clock tip-off. Don't think about Game 7. Think about Thursday and winning that night. All right, so thank you guys so much for listening and watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and the game tonight. We'll talk to you guys then.